American Jerry Bulldog Nation. Welcome to Eric Deters Local News. As always, was sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Let's get right to law and crime. This guy right here, Gabriel Messer, special place in hell for him. He was torturing cats, videotaping it, and posting it. Somebody must have not informed Gabriel that's a crime. It's unbelievable. Torturing kitty cats. All you cat lovers, we'll try to find his home address and give it to you. All right, Ronnie Goldy Jr. This schmuck right here used to be a Commonwealth attorney, which means he prosecuted felonies in the state of Kentucky. What did he do? Well, he was flirting and carrying on with all kinds of women for sex, including people he's prosecuting. So they tried to impeach him in the House and the state legislature, and they did. They impeached his ass, and guess what happens next? The feds have now picked him up. So he's facing federal charges for all this. Folks, if you ever use the phone or the internet, boom, federal crimes. In local news, Roger Staubach threw out the first ball at Purcell Marion, his alma mater, 81 years old, Roger the Dodger. I grew up as a little boy worshiping Roger the Dodger. Not only was he a great, just think about this guy, wins Heisman Trophy in the Navy, goes to Dallas, wins Super Bowl. He's often considered the best Dallas Cowboy of all time. He had to retire early due to concussions. So what's he do? He goes into real estate and makes another $1 billion. Amazon gives out a bunch of school supplies to school districts across northern Kentucky. 50,000 here, 20,000 here, so forth and so on. Let me tell you the other side of this. This is the exact same thing Sales with Medical Center does. Now Amazon's doing it. This is a way of them getting on everybody on board to the centralization of their power. And that's a drop in the bucket. Think about it. Think about it. But it works. People, all the teachers at those schools, principals, everybody will be like, hey, Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. And by the way, it is a nice gesture. But, it's kind of scary. They're going to buy everything and everybody, just like St. E's did. Florence Boy, they've identified him. His name is Alden Evelrod, I think. He passed away. They tried to revive him, found him in an above-ground pool, Florence, Kentucky. Sad, sad, sad. 5 years old. Highland Heights, another city that's passing ordinance. No smoking in their city, period. And Kentucky news, the Kentucky State Fair launched. It goes through August the 27th, I believe. This is the winning watermelon. Go to the Kentucky State Fair, have some fun. One of the best run cities in the country, according to this study, you guessed it, Lexington. All you Lexingtonians ought to be happy. Kenton County, they're upset about state road issues. State reps, mayors, council members got together, and guess what? They all complain that the state does these road projects before consulting them so they can weigh in and say, no, that's the wrong project. Yay, nay, how do y'all? No communication. Does that shock you? Hell no. Would that have happened when I was governor of Kentucky? Hell no. All you folks in northern Kentucky, all you mayors, council members, you could have texted me. You could have came by my office. But no. Bashir and Cameron. Remember, I'm from Cameron. A woman was accidentally shot at the state fair by this guy, Amari McClung. Crazy. By the way, I represented some McClungs. No relation, they were white, but you never know. Nursing home lawsuits. Apparently, some nursing homes in the state of Kentucky have been negligent in their staffing shortages. Probably they didn't mean to, and there's lawsuits now fighting it. Louisville bowling alley matter. This is near and dear to my heart. We're going to make it a clip. My good buddy, Chris Steeneman, his family owns this bowling alley out on Fern Valley. It's called Louisville Fern Valley Strike and Spare. The people who run the bowling alley released a statement that they will be closed permanently on Labor Day. And they said they came to an agreement with the property owner to extend the lease, but the property owner sold the property out from underneath them. Guess what? That's not true. The Louisville News failed to contact Chris Steeneman and get their side of the story. You can't make this up. Chris Tiedeman's father, God bless his soul, built this building and had a bowling alley there 50 years ago. I also understand that guess who once owned the bowling alley? Apparently owned bowling alleys all across the country. Rick Scott, the United States Senator from Florida, who Chris tells me is the smartest guy he's ever spoken to. I resent that, Chris, but I don't mind being second. But the bottom line is Rick Scott was the operator of this, and he sold it to these folks. And they've been operating. Guess what? They wanted an extension of their lease. The lease was coming up. The owners did. Something that all owners want, an extension of the lease. Well, guess what? Somebody showed some interest in buying the property, and there was a contract signed to sell it. However, there's all kinds of conditions subject to that. But the bottom line is it was with the Thienemann's family right to do that. Not to mention the fact, guess what? They haven't signed the extension. So, it's like anything. You mess around, bad things can happen to you. It's business choices. But you know what? What really stinks is the violation, as always, of Journalism 101, which is this. Always get the other side of the story. How does a news agency, WDRB and others, how do they write a story like this without calling and contacting the other side? Happens to me all the time, and it's wrong. Good luck, Chris. All right. Cameron has filed a lawsuit against BG Treeman for price gouging over the Western Kentucky tornadoes. I guess they decided to go down there and make some coin. Rand Paul has a PAC that's going to buy commercials for Cameron all over the Jefferson County school bus debacle. I can tell you right now, folks, that's not going to change anybody's vote in Louisville for Beshear, in my opinion. All right, here's another story. And by the way, this is an example of somebody giving me a tip. I had been reporting that Hal Rogers was doing a big push for a federal prison in eastern Kentucky, it being in Letcher County. Well, come to find out, I get a message from a buddy of mine who lives in the area, and he says this. He says it was proposed several years ago, but it was scrapped when Trump became president. It was too expensive a project. We have prisons on land we already own that we can make larger. By the way, he sent me a picture where the prison was going. It's in the middle of a bunch of mountains. I can't imagine the cost to build this prison where they claim he wants to build it. It's a very rugged, remote area. We recently received a letter from the Bureau of Prisons requesting permission to access our property. Access denied. This is being sold by Hal Rogers and others as being good for Letcher County and eastern Kentucky. Only a handful of people will benefit from such a facility. Letcher County is a beautiful part of our state. It borders Pine Mountain State Park, Bad Branch Falls, and Lily Cornet Woods. Our legislators should be working on increasing tourism. Part of my platform, rather than building a housing project for criminals. Well put, my friend. So there you have it. I think he followed it up with something pretty interesting. He says, Governor Patton changed the Daniel Boone Parkway to Hal Rogers Parkway. He said if Hal Rogers had any good sense, he would have said no. Daniel Boone is much more important to the state than me. But no, egomaniac Hal Rogers. What do you think, folks? We'll get this out and around Letcher County, and we'll see what we stir up. We stir it up here. All right, in Ohio news, State Senator Scott Neen dies. Sorry to hear that. Mike DeWine put out a statement. The Ohio Best Date Restaurant. I got to find this because I don't have it memorized. I don't know about you, but aren't you going to take your wife and girlfriend to this place? I am. It's in over the Rhine. It's called Alfio's Buono Cibo. How do you like that? You going to ask Wes to take you there, Sabrina? You might better. And then Maureen O'Connor, remember her, my nemesis? Former Chief Justice of the Ohio Supreme Court. Well, guess what she's doing now? She's all excited. She thinks she can solve the congressional district lines, redistricting. Guess what? It's not working. Nobody likes the woman, except the Democrats. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has her day. You have a great day.